Welcome to another edition of This Week in Indoor Cycling. I'm Dave from the titaniumgeek.com. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. What we're going to cover this week, after you've liked, subscribed and all the stuff below, is we've got Dinosaurs, we've got brand new gear, we've got a new smart bike, we've got some exciting developments going on one of the platforms that's been embargoed until tomorrow. We've got a new test that we're carrying out and you'll get that uploaded on Sunday. And we get a sneak preview of the platform that's long been promised, which is Veloton. First thing that's happened this week is big news from Elite, and it's in the form of tech, and it's the Elite Dorito. Always confuse it with that well-known snack, but the Dorito, as you know, there's been two versions before, now we're on the third version, and it's the Dorito XR, 1.5% accuracy. It already has the cassette put on, and the whole idea from Elite is you take something out that can replicate up to 24% climbs, 1.5% accuracy, as I've already said, got an 11-speed Shimano cassette, take it out of the box, put your bike on it, you connect up however you normally connect to, for example, Zwift, RGT, Veloton, and you're ready to go. So that's a great bit of good news, tech news, that once again we'll be covering in the video on Sunday with a full review and rigorous testing that we do here with Titanium Geek. Already James has got the Dorito back in the testing lab at Titanium Geek Towers, and what he's doing is he's testing the power accuracy, and then I'll have it over the weekend for ruggedness, taking on some long rides over Zwift, RGT, etc, etc. The other bit of news on the tech side is the Wattbike Atom 2. As you know, lots of people have purchased the Wattbike Atom. It's a fully integrated one system, not even out of the box. It's more than that because of course you don't need a bike to attach to it. So the latest Atom apparently has got more accuracy, feels better on the various cycling platforms, and just all about awesomeness really. Apparently it's £1,900, which to a lot of people is a lot of money, but we'll see what that's like in value for money when we receive one later this month and test it as rigorously as we test everything else. Within this box is the Dorito XR that I've just talked about, but also the secret gadgets that a manufacturer sent to us. But I say, if you tune in on Sunday, you'll get more information about what's in there, and we'll take you through exactly what the stuff does and how it will alter the way in which you indoor ride, possibly forever. Other tech news is somebody's developed an indoor horse racing. Eric Min from Zwift hasn't promised that one yet. We're still waiting for the rowing, Eric. How about indoor jockey horse racing? But anyway, so somebody's already got that one. We're bringing news now from Zwift, and this one's been hanging around now for about a month, as you're probably aware, is the Zwift Community. Initially Glenn Knight and James Hodges somehow, when Zwift first came out, worked out of accurately showing people where they came in Zwift races and events. They did it with a lot of computer magic in their own spare time. And I remember I put ZwiftCon events we put on a few years ago now, and Zwift very kindly lent us a load of Alienware computers, and Glenn was desperate to get his hands on it to make Zwift Power work, and then eventually Zwift jumped in and helped James and Glenn get Zwift Power working, and we've all been thankful for the whole hard work they've done, and I know the huge personal sacrifices they've made, family time, cycling time, work time, just about everything to help the hundreds of thousands, 400,000 users of Zwift around the globe. So thank you very much, guys, and thanks to Dave Ransom, who also jumped in helping out the team. But you know, now Zwift Power is totally owned by Zwift and integrated, and we look forward to seeing further developments in that way. Other stuff happening in Zwift is there are some pretty serious time trialling events going on. Early time UK, later time obviously everywhere else. This time World Tour Pros racing represented as dinosaurs on cycles. So all the watts are accurate, it's just what they really look like. So I thought that was some really bit of good fun that went on there. You can find these on the events calendar because they are called, it's the Aero Army Win TT series. And if you look on the Zwift Events module within your app or on their website, you can search for it. It's the Aero Win TT series. Other news on Zwift to look out for is a scam. We all saw what went on with Garmin. Obviously this is nowhere near that in any way, but just be careful what you click. As you can see, people have been sent and responded to a survey that's supposed to be about pricing on Zwift and various things. That is a complete hoax apparently, so please just be careful out there. Since recording this video, we've discovered from the Zwift PR team that this was a genuine survey sent out by Zwift HQ to a random sample of Zwifters with a random sample of options just to get an idea how they could develop the platform. Just a nice piece that popped up from Paul Wright on the social media. He's got a box that sits at the side of his turbo trainer for all his useful things on. I love the close the gap 4 meters. It's like even more than the COVID gap for safety, but it's the gap that we all see where we're closing up on each other on Zwift. Other good news for people in the community is that some people, when they get to the top of the Alpe d'Huez and they get that spinning roulette wheel, they actually get the lightweight millstone wheels. They are brilliant to have because we all know you get up to the top of the mountain faster once you've got them. So congratulations. I only seem to get mitts or cats or helmets and stuff like that. Clearly not going up right, then I must try harder. But anyway, congratulations if you achieve those, but be aware they are there if you keep going up out the Zwift. Not very good on your kilometres, but marvellous on your climbing, and you still get awarded and drops and XP and all that sort of stuff for climbing. So that's a big thing that way. The other thing to be aware of is Zwift Insider. For those people who are new to the community of Zwift, Zwift Insider has everything you want. Many YouTube videos probably just replicate stuff that Eric Schultz and his team have put on Zwift Insider. So one of the things you can do there is you can search all the bikes, all the wheel sets, all the combinations, and which are the best for TTing, for normal roads on Zwift, and also for climbing. So it's a great thing to look at, and also give you a bit of an inspiration if you need to accumulate more drops or go up the levels to get better gear within the game. And we talked previously about the addictive gaming of Zwift, and it's quite often very good. Now, a peek view into something which isn't Zwift, which is somebody or an organisation that call themselves the big Zwift competitor. They haven't got a product in release yet, and we understand from inside sources it's likely to be October, and it's Veloton. And Tam Burns has released on Facebook, or YouTube even, Tam Burns has released on YouTube his recording of a race on Veloton. Now, some interesting things you can see when you look at this video. It looks like the riders are working interactively with each other. Also, we'll put a link to this down below so you can find it and have a look yourselves. It looks like there's an anti-avoidance, so it isn't where you ride through people on Zwift. You seem to go around people, and people seem to be collaborating or working against each other. So that's very, very interesting. Don't know exactly what they're working on, but it's a great video to look at with Tam going up quite a steep hill as well and doing very well. So well done, Tam. So that's Veloton. The next platform we'll quickly look at is Rouvy. Rouvy, as you know, have been well supported by the World Tour racing community and have put some good stuff on. And what we've got here on this video is a Rouvy event put on by the Czech cycling people, and it's going up Mont Ventoux. What I really like about this, it's a real course with a digital avatar put over the top, so it really looks like going up Ventoux. Then you're going past somebody who's clearly struggling, as most of us would, most humans up there. The figures, if you go onto Rouvy's channel and look at the watts per kilogram the pros are putting out up here, it's just phenomenal. But great graphics and really interesting to see, and a platform that we'll be taking a deeper dive into again in the future. And last week we covered RGT with the great James Derek Vickers. And this week we take a look at the White Roads and their tribute, RGT's tribute to the Stelvio. And we've got John from RGT. John, please put your shirt on if you look at this video. Put your shirt on, man. He does eventually, I promise you, but John, no, it's not a good sight. But anyway, this another event that RGT have put on, open to the community. As you know, RGT is a free platform, which is different to many of the others. You can subscribe, you would have seen that last week. But worth looking at, and also take my hat off to John by the way, no cap this week, because God, he puts out some watts on this. So very, very, very interesting video to look at. Just popped out at lunchtime today to visit the Derby Velodrome guys who've just had a cycle out, and they've been in the calf around the corner. A lot of them use Zwift, but also use RGT. Interesting their views, finding RGT far more like real life riding, and I thought that was very interesting feedback, because you know Derby, well, you know if you've seen previous versions of this, Derby Velodrome do hold meetups and events on Zwift, and to hear that view on RGT was very interesting. Some other questions from the community that you see knocking around on social media about headphones and earphones. Personally, I've got two versions of the Apple headphones. I've got the AirPods and I've got the AirPod Pros. What I discovered myself is the AirPod Pros last a lot longer, particularly if you're listening on or talking on Discord rather than listening, or both. What I would say is AirPod Pros make me feel sick. I actually feel as if I've got motion sickness when I use them on Zwift or anything else. When I use normal AirPods, they're absolutely fine. They're great, but they last about 2 hours if you do any talking on Discord. 2.5 probably max if you're listening to music. So that's just a cautionary note on that one. But I just found them to be very, very good. Integrate with the iPhone, obviously. I would mention we will test at some point the very latest version of the Aftershocks headphones. I've used Aftershocks in the past and on Zwift. Really useful, very, very handy, and you actually feel like you're not overheating in a strange way. My personal recommendations are either Aftershocks, the latest ones, or the Apple headphones. Not use the Samsung version, but that's my recommendation there. Also, people have problems when they're using their Apple TV and the Zwift Companion. If you use RGT in Apple TV, it's pretty straightforward. You don't have to mess about with any of the settings. What I would say with Zwift is what you have to do with Zwift is turn off your mobile data on your iPhone and also switch off your Bluetooth on your iPhone. Connect to the Apple TV. What you'll find then is your heart rate monitor connects and all your peripheral devices, your turbo trainer, Tax Neo, whatever, you're all connected. Once you've done that, switch your Bluetooth back on the mobile phone, connect your headphones. But leave your mobile data off. For some reason, your mobile data and your Wi-Fi interrupt and conflict on your iPhone and with your Apple TV, and what you end up with is the Zwift Companion keeps crashing. And that's probably the case with if you're using gaming machines or whatever, but what I would say is keep that mobile data off and you'll be fine. And the key thing is, again, with the Apple TV, is make sure you've got Bluetooth switched off if you want to connect your heart rate monitor when you switch your Apple TV on and you connect all your devices. So that's a bit of free advice that you can take. Lots of questions that pop up that we receive on our Twitter channel, on our Facebook page, and also you see in the Zwift Community. I moderate the UK Zwifters Facebook page as well, and these pop up all the time. Somebody's got, let's say, a Tax Vortex. As we know, Tax Vortex, good solid trainer for the price, arguably reads a little bit too high, and people get a bit of a shock when they go into a direct drive turbo trainer, but most people want to move to direct drive because the convenience. You don't have to have a tyre on, you're not wearing a tyre out, and it just feels better. If you are going to invest and spend the money on a direct drive trainer, what I would recommend is wait until the weekend when we get out the Sunday edition and have a look at the Dorito XR and what we and the other testers on YouTube believe or think of the Dorito XR before spend money on the other models. Tax Neo is great, Kicker's great, the Elite models are great, but let's just have a look at this XR first before you jump into anything new. So thanks ever so much for watching this week. We've covered a number of things. We've covered dinosaurs, we've covered new gear, and you'll find out about new exciting gear and upgrades that are appearing soon. Technical questions and lots of other things, and we've got a peek at Veloton, which was really interesting to see where Veloton is going. So thanks for watching. Catch you in a future edition, and remember, like, subscribe and all that sort of stuff, and if you want to fire any questions in, please do. Ride on. Welcome to